Hi, I'm a student at the American University of Beirut. I'm currently 21, and I'm here to share my memories of August 4th and how the incident is still in my life today. So, starting with the day off, I was actually extremely far away and would have no way of knowing what would happen. I was in Enfe with my brother and his friends, and we were spending the day at the ocean together. We had actually been to our house a few hours before the explosion just to get a deck of cards. And I still think that if we had gone there later on, we have no idea of knowing what would have happened just for a deck of cards. And we actually found out what would happen with a billion, or at least what felt like a billion missed calls and calls. People were calling me from all over the country, asking me if everyone was okay, if we were all good. And at the time, my parents were not with us, so we were extremely scared. We started calling them, and at first, no one was answering. It took, I believe, about 10 minutes, which felt like a lifetime, to actually get an answer and know that everyone was okay, and no one was in Jamaica. But we didn't know what happened to the house. And we started seeing on TV more and more images of Beirut completely destroyed, and we were getting more and more scared. So my dad actually decided to go to the house while we were still in Enfe, and they wouldn't let us come back and join them. Afterwards, he sent us videos of our house completely destroyed from the inside, with glass shattered, souvenirs from our travels completely destroyed. It was extremely shocking. All the videos were taken in the dark because the electricity went out and there was no way of getting this together. Our parents actually told us to spend the night in Enfe while we were still getting messages and calls from maybe everyone we knew. But we decided to go back because we felt like we needed to be together as a family on that day. In terms of recovery, I think that I still have a lot of denial and I still have not completely accepted the whole situation. In the few months after the blast, my parents started to fix the house, and I remember being completely against it. I felt like it wasn't the right decision. I still felt like Beirut was extremely unsafe, and I didn't want to come back. In a way, I was trying to escape in the mountains where every single news felt very far off. This was probably exacerbated by the fact that during the revolution in October, a lot of people would pass by in front of our house screaming for the whole day, even late into the night. And in a way, it was a sort of trauma to all of us to keep listening to this. While far away, you could basically deny everything. But my parents still insisted upon it, and they fixed the house. It took a whole year to do it right, and I didn't visit a single time until it was all done. Something kind of sad that happened as well is when I was 14, I started writing on my walls. It was in a period where I was very depressed and I felt like I needed motivation from some way. So I started reading a lot of quotes, and some that stuck with me I wrote on the walls. And it was still my childhood home, so I had one pink wall full of quotes. But after the explosion, we had to paint it over. And my mom asked me what I wanted to do. I basically told her to paint it gray, and I haven't written on it since. And I'm still not ready to, although I kind of miss my old wall. That in a way we are all victims, but at the same time we can't live in denial. If anything, I don't feel like a victim because I feel like in some way or another we all had a part to play, even though people our age haven't had a chance to. But in a way, I refuse to feel like a victim because I know I can still act upon it, and I know that others can too. And in a way, accepting this and being able to fight to get out of this horrible situation is the first step for me to be able to recover completely. But to this day, I still feel a lot of guilt. First of all, I feel guilty for being so far away while all of this was happening, even though I had no way of knowing. I still feel guilty for being able to fix the house and live back here as if nothing had happened, when I know that other people lost people and memories that they won't be able to get back. This experience has definitely changed me a lot. I think that I cannot process emotions the way I used to. There is a lot of denial, a lot of keeping my emotions in place and trying not to show anything because I always feel like others have it worse. And I don't want to add on to anyone's guilt, anyone's sorrow.